Hello again, everybody. It's Stefan for Stefan's Kitchen. I'm coming to you this time with a recipe that I've actually been asked for several times. By several, I mean by about a dozen different people, but it's a meal. Well, you guys already know the title and stuff, but yeah, anyways. It's a meal that most people have, but everyone always defaults to the easiest, most simplest way of making this particular item. And I'm going to basically show you that you can make it fresh, what actually goes into one of these, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with how actually awesome it is. So, without further ado, let's cook spaghetti sauce. That's right. I know, it sounds like spaghetti sauce isn't hard to make. It's not easy either. You do require to use, like I said, some ingredients that you probably would never have thought would be in spaghetti sauce. But let me assure you that everything that goes into this is exactly what should be going into this. There can be modifications, there can be changes and stuff, but again, if you want it to be as authentic, more or less as possible, you'll go with this recipe and you should be good. Now, I'm sure Italians out there will probably argue with me, but I'm not trying to start any fights. I just want to cook. I just want to help. Alright. First, we're going to start out with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, because we're going to add in mirepoix. Oh, what's mirepoix? It's a combination of carrots, onions, and celery, all of equal parts, cut around equal sizes, more or less. And basically, we're going to let this sweat. We don't want it to fry. We don't want it to get any color. We want it to cook down and get soft and infuse all of its delicious flavors. We're adding a little bit of salt. We're going to give it a stir around because we want this to be fairly well seasoned. And we're also going to add some black pepper. But yeah, again, celery and carrots. 2 things that you probably would not think to find in spaghetti sauce. I assure you, it does give you the flavor intended for spaghetti sauces and soups and stocks and so on and so forth. Mirepoix is basically the way the French do. It's a French name for, I'm not even sure, it's like small pieces or something like that. I'm probably very badly mistaken on that. Anyways, as you can see, it's sweated down quite a bit. So yeah, once it gets to around here, you want to start adding some of the other, I guess, flavoring ingredients as well. Again, do not cook any of this at all. Do not give it any color. Just let it get, like, the onions and celery should be more and more translucent. The carrots should be a little bit more tender instead of crisp, and you know, that sort of thing. So next, we're going to add in about a cup of water, because this is about as much as we're going to let it sweat down. We want to give this sauce a little bit of body. There we go. Stir it around to make sure that everything is moved and such. Next, I'm going to go, as you can see, I've already got the ground meat started there in the very bottom left corner. So we're going to fry that out as well. And now I'm basically taking these Roma tomatoes. I got a big, like, I think it was a 5-pound case of them. And these are excellent. I chop off the ends only. I chop them in half and I throw them directly in with what we just cooked up. And I will do that with all of our tomatoes. And as you can see here, I'm just frying up the ground beef. I'll only add about a little bit of salt and pepper just to flavor. Drain it. Make sure you don't leave any grease in this. You don't want that ruining your sauce. You don't want yourself getting extra heartburn and just adding extra fat where it doesn't need to be. So, as you can see, we've got all of our tomatoes added. Now we're getting our garlic and we are pressing it. We are pressing our garlic into our mixture. And yes, I love garlic. Garlic is a spectacular flavor in Italian foods. I just took 3 cloves, and yes, I know, garlic presses can be messy. And here goes the 4th clove. And there we go. And we're going to start mixing this around. Again, this is going to add a lot of good flavor. A lot of fresh. See, it's all fresh so far. You can't really complain about that. Right? So, as you can see, I let it cook down a bit, and you're like, hey, wait, you didn't add any green stuff yet. And I'm just like, hold on. I'm getting to the green stuff now.
We're adding in fresh oregano and fresh basil as well. Oh, here we go. So we're gonna, what you want to do is take the stems out of the oregano. As you can see here, I left some of them in there. That's before I started like, wait, I probably want to pick these off so there's not little bits and stuff. So I added in a little bit of oregano, a little bit of basil. I'm going to pick out those stems as best I can. I'm going to be seasoning this again because we did add in extra tomatoes, extra water, that sort of thing. And yeah, if you do boil it down a little bit, remember you only want this to simmer. So if it does boil down, add in another cup of water. You want to make sure you keep this having a full body as well, right? So I've switched it over here to this burner, which burns a little bit more regularly than the other one. This one here is our high burning burner. Yes, we've got a wonky stove. I wish we could replace it. That would be so great. Show you guys good things. If we ever move into a new house, you'll be able to see some excellent cooking then. So yeah, we're just adding some fresh mushrooms. Everything's been drained off for the ground beef, so we don't have any extra fat or anything in there. And now I'm doing what I should have done and showed you guys earlier, which is I'm picking off the leaves of the oregano and just adding them in and taking the stems out. So we're also going to be adding in the basil as well, because again, the more fresh herbs you have in there, the better it's going to taste. And the dried stuff can work, but believe me, just using the fresh stuff is going to be a huge significance for you, believe me. And before you add it in, try and rub it between your fingers a little bit. That kind of releases some of the oils and flavors that are in these. Now we're going to add our red wine. That's right, red wine. This is red cooking wine, I should say. And you can add in a generous amount. We're going to cook off all the alcohol as well. And once it goes in with the sauce, it's going to mix in and give that unique flavor that spaghetti sauce is supposed to have. And again, you're going to be quite surprised with how well this tastes. I was quite happy. I've made this a couple of times. Once in college, and I think once before. Actually, no, I made it twice in college, and once I think since I've been with Robin, but it was a long time ago. So this is the second time, and we were quite happy with it the way it turned out. So, and I'm making a lot here, so believe me, we're not going to eat all this. This stuff is good to freeze. If you want to guarantee that you don't get any freezer burn or anything, what I like to do is put a little layer of plastic over the top of it once I have it in my containers. Put a little bit of plastic wrap over the top, then seal the container, and usually you can try and keep a lot of that extra garbage out. Now, as you can see, everything's been cooked down, and my ground beef is fully cooked, believe me. And once you add liquid to it, most of the rawness should be eliminated anyways. But I've added everything here. There we go. Just a little bit of stirring right there, and this is all we need. And I know it looks like, hey, this is not very red for spaghetti sauce. Well, if you want it more red, add in tomato paste. I again wanted to be authentic as possible, as fresh as possible, and this was the best way of doing it. So that's what I did. Another good thing that you can add in, because we're going to be using beef, you can use beef stock over water as well, in case you're worried about taking away from the flavor. If you do add water, try to taste your broth and make sure that if it's too fresh, add in some salt. You want to make sure it's seasoned well. You don't want to have a bland spaghetti. So I'm boiling up my noodles. I'm getting ready for a nice, delicious meal of spaghetti with fresh spaghetti sauce. Oh yeah, it's looking fantastic, and I like a chunky spaghetti sauce like this. The only thing that I found was that it was a little bit too liquidy for my liking. Possibly I might have added a bit too much water, so again, be careful. You don't want to add too much unless you like that more, I guess, runnier spaghetti sauce as opposed to a thicker, richer spaghetti sauce. So that's the only issue I've had with it. So we done up a nice meal here of our Caesar salad. Yes, those are homemade croutons that I've put in there. And here's our spaghetti with our fresh spaghetti sauce and some fried garlic bread. If you haven't seen my recipe for fried garlic bread. It's one of the most viewed videos on the channel right now. People love the fried garlic bread. It's so much better than baked. It's crispier. It has that really good, like caramelized fried flavor. Oh, so good. So good. Anyways, again, let me know what you guys thought. Hopefully this will satisfy your want for a spaghetti sauce recipe. If you have any other suggestions or wants, or if there's something else you want to see me make and simplify it so it's nice and easy for you guys, just let me know. I'm more than happy to do whatever I can to help you guys out to do whatever type of recipes you guys want to see, and gals, especially you gals out there. And anyways, hopefully you enjoy. Please let me know if you've made this. Please let me know if you enjoyed, and or any differences that you might have made. Again, ease back on the water. If you want it a bit more red, add in a bit of tomato paste, and you should be good to go. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I appreciate your subscription, your view, your everything that you do. You can also follow me on Instagram. You'll find me at OWGamer, all is one word. I put up a lot of pictures of the food that we eat, so if you need more ideas of things I could make you can probably go through there. Anyways, have yourselves a good day. Enjoy your spagooter, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.